it is usually said that one cannot continue to do same thing and expect a different result. For the main opposition, People's Democratic Party PDP, there is no way out of its woes yet, as the party is yet to make tangible efforts for resolution. As such, party chieftains such as a former Senate President Bukola Saraki noted that some PDP members might still defect to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Speaking with journalists in Ilorin, Kwara State capital, Saraki, however, stated that he will do his best to reposition the PDP and resolve its leadership crisis, as it remains the only formidable opposition party in Nigeria. Okay, BK, Senator Saraki saying that more PDP members, will defect. What does this say about the reconciliation, process that is going on?
That he hates.
Yes, yes, that's just a part of the story. We journalists always look for the juicy
ones.
What we are convinced will attract the readers. It's classic tabloid journalism to pick that kind of news item, because Saraki's speech or remarks were full of optimism, but that was what the journalists picked. Well, I don't blame those who picked that part, because they needed to sell their newspapers, and we're also in the area of the clickbait. It's until when you read the full story that you see
it's different.
It's much more than what
the headline is.
Yes, suggests. He is confident that even ahead of 2027, the PDP will bounce back and take his rightful place as the most formidable opposition party in our country. I still rate the PDP highly as a formidable opposition party, and it's too early to dismiss them. It's too early to dismiss them. And just as Saraki said, there are people who will leave and there are people who will come in. He's already talking about his confidence that some people will join the party. Whether we like it or not, even from the APC, the APC appears more united now. But as we approach the election year, disagreements will happen. Some disagreements will arise from the party primaries, and people will leave. I can bet that with anybody that there are still people in the APC who will go to the PDP. We saw it in Kebbi State, when the father of Kebbi politics currently, Senator Adamu Alero, and his supporters left the APC for the PDP. Invariably, the APC lost Kebbi State, as I predicted, in the presidential election, despite the fact that it was the party in power in the state. So, Saraki is right that some will go at this time. He was right to predict that more will go, because there are still some governors from the PDP who are going to APC. They are not telling us, but we know some of the governors that will leave. Some governors will tell you, no, I'm going nowhere. It's a lie. Some of them will still go to APC this year. Yes. So, Saraki is right that some will leave, but there are those who will still come in. There are people, for example, now if APC were to say, you, Aliun Dume, your trouble is too much. You open your mouth everywhere, you are just talking anyhow.
The tickets.
Then we send you, we suspend you. You think he will not end up in
the PDP will welcome him.
He will end up. Because he appears like, even the way he talks all over the place, the things he says, he appears to have given up on this government.
Party, exactly.
This is what I see, because I've never seen an individual, somebody who used to even hold a principal position in the Senate. Principal officer position in the Senate, talking the way he's talking. You may have issues with some people around the president who are denying you access, but there has to be limit. you say what even PDP people are reluctant to say. So it must be somebody must be a candidate for the PDP already. Because if for any reason they say, okay, we are tired of you, they send him packing. That's why we end up now. It will be, that will not become its natural habitat.
In the opposition.
Yes,
the opposition.
It would become, because the way I see it, more will join the PDP. It's correct. More people will still come.
And more people will.
As we move towards the election, nobody should be deceived that this trend will simply continue, the APC will not suffer setback, everything will just be rosy for them. Absolute lie from the pit of hell. There will be setbacks. Some disgruntled people will leave the party and join the opposition. But how much longer can the PDP allow this wave of defections, especially from the south and the southeast, to continue? Because it's eroding their strength in those states. So they have to find a way. The mandate that he has is let him stop the hemorrhage first.
Exactly.
Stop the hemorrhage. Once you stop the hemorrhage, you can then begin to address
the issues.
Yes, and make the party stronger.
All right, then. Still talking about this, the PDP matter. I mean, the PDP has been experiencing, several layers of leadership crisis. But talk to me, do you still believe there's still something that can be done? To stop the continuous bleeding in the PDP?
Two things. The first one is that as long as the party is in opposition, it will continue to bleed. The Nigerian politics is basically that of winner takes all. And a lot of people cannot really stay in opposition for long. They seize their whole life, at least for the last 25 years. It's basically around being in office. So we know those who left power just 2 years ago who are already hungry. So those things will drive people away from the party that is not in power. Second one is the fact that PDP itself has a lot of people who assume that they are the owners of the party. And they are not willing to let go. So they rather see the party die than to let go of that carcass that somebody else can turn into a brand new car.
Exactly.
So those are the two things that will not stop the hemorrhage. But what can be done, like I said, we still have about 22 months to the election. So anything is still possible. But if the election also had to hold today or next week, the hemorrhage will not be stopped.
Biko, do you still believe in the Saraki-led committee? Can it still bridge that gap between the aggrieved members and also others in the party? Do you still believe in it?
I think he can do his best. He's probably one of the most qualified to try and save the party.
Based on antecedents, right?
Yes, and he's a bright guy. He also understands politics to a great extent, at least.
Second generation.
Yeah, I think he's capable of doing that job, but they need to address the issues. Look at the Southeast Caucus of the party is demanding that the national
secretary,
the national youth leader, should be allowed. That is Ude Okoye, the national youth leader, should be allowed to move into the position of secretary of the party.
Because it's their slot.
It is one way by which you can address that
anomaly,
rapid defection from the party in the southeast, for example. How do they come out of that? There is a person who is bent on holding on to that position, and we don't know what will happen. Some of the people defecting are saying, look, who will sign our form when we are not even sure of who the secretary is. APC narrowly got out of jail over this same matter at the Supreme Court with that split decision that saved Akredolu.
Okay.
Yes.